Welcome back into Film Room, presented by Chick-fil-A. I'm Sammy Kincaid, and today I have with me Special Teams Coordinator Nick Toth and Tight Ends Coach John Cooper. Welcome, you guys. And before we get started, it's presented by Chick-fil-A. What's your favorite Chick-fil-A sauce?
Oh, the Polynesian sauce.
Polynesian?
Everywhere, like 5 packs on one sandwich.
Chick-fil-A sauce.
Can't go wrong with either of those. I like barbecue, though. So, can't go wrong. Anyways, let's get into some film. So, going back to the Memphis game, there was a huge moment. Matt Wright, whenever he kicks that field goal. Can you just go over some film and what you saw from your special teams?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, it's not every day you coach the all-time point scorer of a university. That's pretty impressive. You know, that when they put us in this situation, you know, some guys can get nervous, you know, players. This guy doesn't ever get nervous. He's pretty rock solid. And, you know, we don't have the clip. You know, they called timeout on the one before. Matt doesn't hit his best ball, hits the upright. But I got to tell you, as soon as it happened, Coach Odom, who also works on special teams, Coach Coop and I, we kind of look at each other, and it was like, the kid hasn't missed 2 kicks ever in a row. So, I mean, we knew we were in pretty good shape when we got it. It started out, though, with Caleb. You know, he got a little bit of a wet ball. Perez does a great job getting the ball back to Mac. You know, the end zone view is pretty awesome because you see some celebration, but you do a great job with the production aspect of it. The big butts up front now. These guys wanted to take these points off the board in the blue, and our guys hang tight. You see a guy on the left there, McMullen, working his butt off, straining the rules there a little bit, making sure we're not going to get any pressure, and Matt does what he does. And then a little bit of, hey, thanks for calling timeout. You know, so it was cool. That guy's ice now. They call him Matty Ice, and he's got ice in his veins.
And that played a huge role at the end of the game whenever you see that final score. And also, tight ends, they had a big game. Coobs had a huge catch in the second half that really helped us out.
He did, but picking my clip was pretty easy. 4th down play, gutsy call. I don't really think it was gutsy. We didn't really think about it a whole lot in the box. We knew our guys, big boys up front, we can go get a yard. If anyone wants to line down with us and go get a yard, we think we can go get it. And again, you talk about the back view, turning point in the game, all that. But watch the big guys up front. Everyone wants to point out Tristan Hill. He does a great job, unbelievable. But watch the push that the whole right side of the line gets. It's 4th and 1. They want to stop us. Josh McMullen clears the way. He's doing a good job of staying tight and doing obviously a great job on number 2 here, fitting it. Taj does a good job going to get the 1 yard, but after that, not just falling down. You see a lot of guys on 4th down situations just settling for the 1 yard. Jake Hescott, great job here setting the defense, stopping it so it gives a place for Tristan to insert, and now Taj does the rest and finishes it. Same thing, you talk about celebrations. These guys love playing for each other. Tristan Hill, he loves it. Gets a couple snaps a week on offense, really enjoys it. Jake and Coobs do a great job. Obviously, Taj with the big-time run.
And what are you looking for going against ECU this week?
Going against ECU, the biggest thing that you see every snap with these guys is how hard they play. They're a very well-coached defense. They understand their scheme, so it allows them to play with great energy and effort. They've got disruptors in the front end. They've got great cover guys in the back end. And in the middle, they have a couple guys that can really get everybody lined up and really handle the defense. When you watch this, number 40, he's got 8.5 sacks on the year. I think he's leading the league. He does a great job. He puts you in difficult situations on passing downs. So you always got to know where he's at. You got to make sure number 38, again, he's a linebacker. He plays every snap for him. He's their Mike linebacker, gets everybody lined up, make sure everyone's in the right position. Got to make sure we know where he's at all times. But you watch it, just guys playing hard to the end of the snap. 40 coming in, making the sack. Again, got 8.5 on the year. Got to make sure we do a great job with him all year, or all game on Saturday. Same thing we talk about. We talk about making disruptive plays, good guys up front, getting pressure on the quarterback, making him throw a ball maybe a little earlier than he'd like to. Then Corey Sargent, guy's got 3 picks on the year, great player, does a good job in coverage, and they know that their guys up front are going to disrupt, so they can be way more aggressive to jump balls. So he's going to do a great job covering, and we got to make sure we do a great job handling the pressure up front and doing a great job out wide, making sure we're beating these guys. Again, you can just watch it. Good inside move by 40 there. Same thing. Doesn't look like a lot of pressure early, but 50, he's doing a great job straining so he can't step up in the pocket and make an accurate throw. And lastly, big thing for us this week, we got to be able to run the ball. If you can't run the football, you can't throw the football. So we got to make sure we do a good job. But these guys make it hard. They're gonna try to bait you and try to get the ball out wide, but the nickel defender, he sees this option play coming at him right now, so he triggers, he knows he's got contained, and he does a good job shooting his gun, going to make a tackle for loss. Something we've done decently all year, not allowing negative plays, but at the same time last week we had a few too many, so we got to make sure we are doing a good job blocking in the perimeter and keeping these guys bottled up on the inside.
But you guys did also do a good job up front as that first play that you showed against Memphis. So hopefully you do that again this week. What are you preparing for on special teams?
You know, they're a really well-coached team. They've got a couple return guys I'm going to show you. One thing that you can tell in their return game, they're really physical. You heard Coach Cooper talking about with their defense. Well, you know, this is just one example. This guy catches this ball, number 88, Robertson, really, really good player. But you notice the separation. He's got one gunner, but then there's 25 yards of air. That tells you, you know, these guys are working fundamentals. They're working matchups. They got hat on hat. And 88, he can be a dangerous dude. I know that Fair caught that one, but this next one now, you take a look, and it's the same situation. He gets a chance to make a catch. There's air, right? They're well coached. They got the guys matched up on the guys they want, and now this guy gets to do what he wants to do. He gets to use the athleticism. He doesn't have, you know, top end speed, but he's got shiftiness. He knows how to put his foot in the ground, get north and south, and turns what should be maybe a 4-yarder into about a 19, 22-yarder, somewhere in that range, and that's what he's really good at. And the same thing on their kickoff return team. You know, they are well coached. They spend time looking at who needs to block who. Who's dangerous on our kickoff cover team? Who do they need to match up? Number 3, Scott. This dude has got a little dynamic movement to him. He's got a little speed. This is Houston right here, who's a pretty quick football team. They can run pretty well, and he gets the edge on them and has a shot. You know, you see some physicality, some guys knocked to the ground, some bodies piling up. You know, guys finishing plays and straining to finish plays. You know, and that's a remarkable, well-coached special teams unit. It doesn't go to the house, but that ball, instead of being on the 15, that ball pops out to the 35, and they start with a couple extra first downs. So we're looking at a physical game, a couple return guys that can hurt us if we let them, and we got to make sure we're sound and working our butt off in our coverage units.
All right, well, good luck tomorrow, you guys, against ECU, and go Knights.
Charge on.